My name is Don Morris. I'm with Take 5 Media Group. It's great to see everybody here. Great to be back in the city. I was here last year, had a great time getting to know some of you. What we do at Take 5 Media Group is we are a data-centric, consumer audience-driven marketing company. So a lot of what we do in terms of working with traditional media, local agencies is we drive incremental revenue through local audience and data aggregation. I heard somebody up here earlier mentioning the term data agnostic. Well, we're somewhat channel agnostic in terms of how we do things, because we can leverage data a number of different ways, but really the strength of what we do is the dynamic data that we have. A number of our data segmentations are rotational, and I'll get into that in a second, but they're changing, which means that we're offering our partners the opportunity to offer their advertisers data that is very dynamic and the ability to reach consumers that are in a window to make purchasing decisions in a very timely manner. And that's really our whole approach. So I'll get into kind of how we do that. So really, for us, we're all about reaching the right audience at the right time with the right channel into the right device. So it all starts, like I said, for us with the audience. We define the audience in a very aggressive manner with the advertiser. We work with our partners to do that. In many cases, I advocate defining the audience and coming to the advertiser with an idea about the quantification of that audience, of who they are, how many there are in the market, based on their PMA, on their primary marketing area, whether it's a zip code or a radius around a zip code or a DMA. Once we've got those audiences recommended, really it's about targeting them at the right time when they're in a specific window to make a purchasing decision. For instance, we have a number of data segmentations that are intent to purchase, event-driven data. So audiences that maybe new movers, or people that just had a baby, or just got married, or things of that nature. So these are audiences that we're continually updating, and many of those are first-party data sources to us that are proprietary, that are in a 30-day window, that are constantly refreshed. And in obviously a local campaign budget scale, that's very appealing to the advertisers that are out there, such as automotive dealerships, local retail, et cetera. Right channel, we do quite a bit off of email. We are an ESP, we have our own platform. So what we like about email is that and I'll get into this, is it's a one-to-one messaging device, one-to-one messaging channel, and it's coming to a device that's no more than 3 feet away from a consumer at all times. So we love that. It also gives us a chance to be extremely consultative with the messaging and the offer and the call to action. Right device, we're seeing 70 to 80% coming into mobile. So we want to be able to reach them where they are. And that's obviously very important to us for them to take action in doing that. So these are some of the audiences that we have. In terms of the parameters of how we select these audiences, we've got obviously the demographics that are going to tell you more about who the audience is or what the household makeup is, summarized credit, household income ranges. We have a very interesting category that we call super responders. So super responders are basically these event-driven audiences. We offer those in basically a bucket, and within that bucket there are 10 basically segmentations of this data. We offer, in terms of, say it was an automotive dealership, we would offer that, lease expires, people that have intent to purchase, people that are have an auto insurance expiration, and we would craft an audience for them based on those types of parameters. But as you can see, what we try to do is we try to curate an audience for an advertiser based on what their KPIs are, what their objectives are. And so we work with each advertiser to do that type of consulting so that they're hitting a unique audience for them, and an audience that's going to be more predicated on a response to a certain type of offer or messaging. So the consultation for us is huge in terms of doing that. Really, these are the kind of the core channels that we use at Take 5 to leverage the data, and this is more of a blended digital approach for us. Our goal in the market is to touch the consumer as many times as possible. with these types of channels. These channels to us give us the highest probability of engaging with the consumer, of really driving some viral activity, and to getting them to take action. And we also, geofencing isn't so much tied into the data, it's going to be more predicated on where that consumer is in maybe a tight 1 or 2 mile window around a business. But we use geofencing quite a bit for holiday sales, for coupon offers, and for end-of-month dealership sales to really drive and reinforce that activity in the local level. Like I said, email, we love email because it's a great one-to-one messaging platform. It really is, what we love about email in the local market is that it really lets your reps be extremely consultative on the messaging and the call to action and the offer. There's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of IP that goes into that, and it really lets them stand out as not a commoditized solution. Email can be seen as somewhat of a commoditized solution, but if it's leveraged with the right data and with the right consultation, it can be extremely effective. I've seen campaigns locally that don't work, and they don't work for a number of reasons, but as long as your reps are there consulting with them and giving them ideas, that is going to build a lot of stickiness with the relationship and is really going to allow them to gain traction and continue, because this is more of a process-driven approach. We do quite a bit in terms of carousel on Facebook and Instagram as well. Now, these are solutions that run concurrently with email, and we love to do that to kind of gain kind of an overall traction and really allow there to be as many impressions and touches within the campaign flight period as possible. But when we are blending social media with email, we see a tremendous impact in terms of the action that's taken on the back end, not only in terms of viewing, but in terms of ROI. And like I said, geofencing is something that we add in. It's kind of an a la carte option for us. This is very effective, obviously, for the dealership, for the restaurant, for the event-driven type of an offer where you've got a window of time to respond, and it's kind of a 3 to 4 day window type of a campaign for us. But when we pair that with email, TDA, targeted display advertising, and social media, extremely effective. For us, I mean, we call everything back to Google Analytic Attribution. We're very aggressive about doing that. We actually will do read-only access with our advertisers to make sure that that is working. And then really what sets us apart also is we're very aggressive about tying this back to ROI on the back end. We do a lot of data attribution matching on the back end. This was for a car dealership. But you can see we call this all the way down to the ROI, down to the penny and the cost per car sold from the campaign. So anybody really that wants to get more information about what we do and how we can work with your team to do that, come see me. We have a booth out here, booth 3. Be happy to talk to you more about that. Thank you.